Being a Scrum Master isn't just about booking meetings and quoting the Scrum Guide. It's about showing up every day as a change agent, the one who helps people work better together, face complexity with courage, and actually help teams deliver value. It's easy to forget that Scrum is fundamentally about the people. Your job as a Scrum Master is to unlock their potential, not by managing them, but by enabling them. Not just certification, not just knowing the events and artifacts, but there are five essential skills that I feel like it will help you lead with clarity, purpose, and impact. So let's get started. The first one is probably the most important, and that's building trust. Even when it's messy, you can't coach a team that doesn't trust you. It's just the way it is. You can't do it. Without trust, people shut down. Feedback gets filtered, progress stalls, people just don't feel comfortable. Trust building isn't soft, it's foundational. It's how you create psychological safety so teams can challenge ideas, they can admit mistakes, they can take ownership, and that all starts with you. So the keys here to be consistent and transparent, no hidden agendas, nothing under their covers, nothing going on behind the scenes, no magic behind the curtain, right? We want to make sure we're clear. We need to lead with vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're doing what's right. Admit when you don't know. Admit when something's wrong. I was recently on a webinar with Mike Cohn, and I actually heard Mike Cohn say, you know what, that's a good question. I don't know. And I think everybody in the chat about lost their minds, but it was so nice to hear Mike be vulnerable. It was really, really cool to hear that. Encourage the quiet voices in meetings, in retros, wherever it is. Make sure everyone feels like they have a place at the table. The truth is, trust speeds everything up. Issues surface easier and earlier. Teams solve problems faster. Customers get better products built by teams who believe in each other and believe in the product they're building. That's the key. Number two, transferring positive energy without becoming a mascot of sorts. Agile teams often swim in ambiguity. Tight deadlines, technical debt, stakeholder noise. Energy drains really fast if it's not all put under control. You're not here just to entertain as a Scrum Master, but your energy sets the tone. A grounded, optimistic presence helps teams reset when things get tough without toxic positivity. So how do you do it? How do you transfer it? Celebrate success. Celebrate progress, not just the actual delivery. Show calm in chaos. Model emotional resilience. Bring lightness to heavy conversations. Bring levity. Positive momentum breeds creativity, commitment, and psychological bandwidth, all of which directly impact and drive velocity, quality, and team health. You need to remember those things. Three, adaptability and communication, also known as reading the room, right? You work with introverts and extroverts, architects and analysts, cynics and believers, sometimes all in one meeting, all in one refinement session, right? So the skill here is strong Scrum Masters flex their communication style without compromising their principles. They listen deeply, adapt quickly, and know when to speak and when to stay silent. Use opportunities for one-on-ones, not planned scheduled one-on-ones, but just casual meet and greet one-on-ones to understand communication preferences, learn about people, read body language in all your meetings. Ask more about what's behind that, those types of questions. Help me understand why we're going this direction. Help me understand why you feel this way. Misalignment kills productivity. Effective communication reduces friction, speeds up feedback loops, and keeps everyone rowing in the same direction. Okay, let's go to number four. Upholding the Scrum values even when it's inconvenient. It's easy to talk about focus, openness, respect, commitment, and extreme courage. It's easy in a workshop. It's easy in the workplace. It's harder when a senior leader is demanding a last-minute scope change. It's harder when someone on a team is pushing back on something that's fundamentally sound and part of what you need to be doing. Scrum Masters aren't rule enforcers. I want to make that clear. They're value carriers. When a team sees you standing up for respect, protecting focus, they learn it's not just about theory, that it's reality. Say no when work threatens a sustainable pace, when people are being forced to work nights and weekends. Remind teams why we inspect and adapt and not just blame and defend. Make values part of everyday language. Talk about the five values. Make it part of every day and what you do. When teams truly live the Scrum values and don't just memorize the Scrum values, they move from mechanical Scrum to high-performing teams. They're self-managing units, and that's where the value delivery accelerates, and that's where you start focusing on impact and outcome instead of output and velocity. And coming in at number 5, goal-oriented empiricism, make things measurable. Without goals and data, teams drift. Without learning from results, they stall. Scrum is built on empiricism, transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Great Scrum Masters help teams define meaningful goals, inspect outcomes, and evolve their approach. So use sprint goals that connect with real customer value, something tangible, something that's going to give you a tangible outcome. Visualize metrics like lead time, cycle time. Make retrospectives about improvement, not just venting. Take the time to understand where your team is coming from. Empirical thinking turns efforts into insight. It builds products that solve real-world problems, not just checking the boxes. And that's what your business and customers care about. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You need to get to that point where people know that you're not just building a product, that you're building a solution that's going to make their life better. Scrum isn't magic. It's a mindset. And as a Scrum Master, you become its amplifier. So don't just study the mechanics and be that person. Don't just break out the book and say, according to the book of who, here's clearly what you should do, right? If you're that kind of Scrum Master, you're not going to succeed, not only in this job and in this organization, but anywhere you go. You need to think outside the book. You need to drive success outside of what you see inside of the organization. You need to work from the inside out to make things tangible, but you need to make sure that you're looking at things and focusing from the outside in to help the teams have the tools they need to be able to do the things they need to do to really push through in a favorable way. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.